Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that question, but I want to say this. I feel like it's the answer is yes, 5 years and beyond from now. You know what I mean? I feel like if we're not going to get a high lottery pick talent this year or next year, or let's say like, when we do rebuild, we don't do so well and we end up with a lottery pick. I don't know. I don't even want to think about that, but um, because I unless Lonnie Walker can be that alpha type guy, I don't know.
See, I think yes. Um, I'm one of those people. I'm very selective with when you get that lottery pick, and like, especially on like Maddie's blog, I've been advocating this year to trade down. Because I'm just thinking we're sitting at 13 and 11. There's not a lot of guys. The guys I'm high on, they're going to be long gone. I mean, if you can trade up, great. I don't think we're going to be able to trade up, and I think you can get guys who are just as talented in the low first round of this draft as the guys in the upper first round. And if you can get another pick next year that could translate into a lottery pick, we might have two lottery picks. And next year is going to be a pretty good draft. And I think, I don't necessarily think, oh my God, they have to be the cornerstone pick. But I think in a strong draft, it'd be nice to have one or two of those guys who are just, ultra talented to build around. And you don't have to go through this, Samanic project in the G League. Let's put these guys down there. Let's give them 3 years. Let's be nice to have a guy who could come in, from the get and just,
Yeah.
20 and 10.
I just don't want. I don't want to keep seeing these, like you said. These. I don't mind Luka, being a project right now, like I said, but I don't want to keep seeing these guys get sent down immediately to the G League, and where they play there for 2.5 years, get like 5 minutes a game in that last half season, and then they start to get in the rotation. Like, I want to see these guys in now. Like, I feel like 5 years from now we're going to be talking about Drew Eubanks G League highlights. Like, still, it just
Yeah.
Tyler will appreciate this. It's like the Chicago Cubs, man. For years, it was like, oh, we're rebuilding, man. We got the farm system going. It was like, okay, like we waited how long? When are we going to be rebuilt?
Well, let me tell you when that's going to be, Tyler. That's going to be when players like Patty Mills, Rudy Gay, Marco Bellinelli, a lot of those guys are not on the roster. You know what I mean? A lot of that veteran heavy stuff. So that moment when we stop shipping our players down for a full season, because like you said, like I don't mind it, and like the way DJ did it was fine. Corey Joseph, all those guys, the up and down is what I like. I like to see them in a Spurs uniform every 3 or 4 games, not the whole season away. And like this year, I was so adamant about them not going down there this year, and I felt like it kind of gave me a little Austin Spur hater, which is a vibe, which is completely off. But I was just very confident in this year's group that Keldon and Luka can develop and learn and compete at this level early on. But early on, it was like everybody, man, everybody was just like, yeah, well, come on. I mean, the Spurs are going to throw him in the G League all year. We're not going to see him at all. And I'm here, like, firing up red, like, no, they can learn with the Spurs in a Spurs uniform. They're competitive enough. At least those are top two first-round picks. And it's frustrating, Maddie. I don't know when we're going to stop seeing it. I think it's going to be once we make that shift away from these veteran guys.
And like with Corey Joseph, the big thing was we were still winning 50, 55, 57,
exactly.
60 games.
That's my point.
When he was down there, he asked to go to the G League because he wasn't playing because we were so good.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like half with you, Rob. I didn't mind sending Samanic down there for a whole year because I feel like, at least in my perspective, I think the G League's a good spot to develop bigs. It's really hard for bigs to develop just throwing them out there in the league. I mean, look at how hard Marvin Bagley struggled. He was a number 2 overall pick.